Introduction of Rural Sociology and Educational Psychology. Social Institutions. By Dr. Saurabh Sharma. Associate Professor. Nagaland University. Medzifema Campus, Nagaland. Social Institutions. Understanding the fundamental structures that shape society and human behavior. What are social institutions? Social institutions are fundamental structures and organizations within a society that play a crucial role in shaping human behavior, interactions, and the overall functioning of communities. These institutions serve as the building blocks of society, providing stability, order, and a framework for individuals to navigate their lives. Key distinction: marriage is a social institution, a cultural pattern, while a hospital is an organization with specific goals and structure. Scholarly definitions. Horton's definition: an organized system of social relationships that embodies common values and procedures, meeting basic societal needs. McIver and Page. Formal cultural structures designed to meet fundamental social needs through organized behavioral patterns. C. A. Elwood. Habitual ways of living together that have been sanctioned, systematized, and established by community authorities. Key characteristics of social institutions. Social nature. Institutions emerge from collective activities and purposes of people working together toward common goals. Universal presence. They exist in all societies at every stage of social development, from primitive to advanced civilizations. Standardized procedures. Institutions maintain established rules and accepted behaviors that all members are expected to follow. Behavioral influence. They shape and guide how individuals behave within society through norms and expectations. Institutions provide the invisible framework that guides daily social interactions and behaviors. Need satisfaction. Institutions exist to fulfill fundamental human and societal needs, from basic survival to complex social requirements. Abstract concepts. Unlike physical objects, institutions are ideas and concepts that exist in our collective understanding and practice. Long-lasting stability. Institutions are typically enduring structures that resist rapid change, providing continuity across generations. Classification of institutions. Primary institutions. The most basic institutions found even in primitive societies, including family, marriage, and religion. Secondary institutions. More complex institutions that evolve to meet secondary needs, such as education, law, and political systems. The 5 major social institutions in rural society. Rural societies are organized around 5 fundamental institutions that serve as pillars of community life. These basic institutions are present across all societies, providing essential functions for social stability and individual well-being. Family institution. Provides care, protection, and nurture of children while maintaining kinship bonds and cultural transmission. Educational institution. Imparts knowledge, skills, and socially acceptable attitudes to prepare individuals for productive participation in society. Political government institution. Provides law and order, settlement of disputes and administration of community affairs and public services. Religious institution. Prescribes prayers and worship as part of relationship with the divine, providing spiritual guidance and moral framework. Economic institution. Provides basic physiological needs including food, shelter, and clothing through farming, industry, and trade activities. Understanding the family institution. Family definition: a relatively permanent and socially sanctioned group of parents and children bound by kinship, marriage, or adoption. McIver's perspective. Family is a group defined by sex relationships sufficiently precise and enduring to provide for procreation and upbringing of children. Ogburn and Nimkorff. Family is a more or less durable association of husband and wife with children or of a man and woman alone. Characteristics and functions of the family. Core characteristics of family. 01. Permanent marital relationship. Sustained sexual and emotional relationship between husband and wife forms the foundation. 02. Shared living space. Common residence under one roof creates intimacy and daily interaction among family members. 03. Economic interdependence. Shared resources and mutual financial support create bonds of practical cooperation. 04. Emotional attachment. Deep affective bonds and psychological support systems develop among family members. 05. Social behavior standards. Families maintain acceptable social behavior, including politeness and respect in public. Interactions. Basic unit of society. The family serves as the fundamental building block from which larger social structures emerge and function. Dual relationships. Marriage creates both blood relations, through children, and legal connections, through matrimony, within the family unit. Essential functions of family. Reproduction and continuity. Continuation of human species through childbearing. Satisfaction of sexual needs within socially sanctioned relationships. Socialization and education. Teaching children social norms and acceptable behavior. Providing education and vocational training. Transmitting customs, values, and religious beliefs. Economic and social support. Meeting basic needs of all members. Functioning as primary economic unit. Providing social status and identity. Regulating sexual activities of unmarried members. Characteristics of Indian rural family. Patriarchal structure. The rural family is father-dominated by nature. The father serves as head of the family, shouldering responsibility toward government and society. He possesses authority for decision-making, arranges marriages of subordinate members and distributes work responsibilities. In his absence, the mother or elder brother assumes leadership. Orthodox traditions. Rural families generally resist changing their behavioral patterns due to limited education, restricted resources, and nature-dependent occupations. Risk aversion leads them to follow traditional ways of living, maintaining established customs and practices across generations. Economic production unit. The family functions as both a unit of production and consumption. All members work as a team. Adults handle major field operations like plowing, sowing, and transplanting, while children assist with crop watching, cattle care and harvesting. Women support by carrying meals to fields. Self-sufficient production. Whatever the family produces from their farm is primarily kept for their own consumption, creating a largely self-sustaining economic system. Additional characteristics of rural Indian families. Familization dominance. Rural people are deeply religious and family-minded, always prioritizing family well-being. The concept of familization means family considerations permeate all individual actions. Members protect the family's reputation even through significant personal sacrifice, showing stronger attachment than urban counterparts. Joint family prevalence. The joint family pattern remains common in rural areas, though showing signs of gradual breakdown. This traditional structure continues to provide economic and social advantages despite modern pressures. Agricultural community context. Rural families exist within peasant neighborhoods where all neighbors are farmers. Constant interaction centers around agriculture and allied subjects, creating homogeneous community bonds and shared experiences. Enhanced stability. Rural families are more homogeneous, stable, integrated, and organically functioning than urban families. The bonds between family members, husbands and wives, parents and children, are stronger and more enduring. Greater discipline. Rural families demonstrate greater discipline and interdependence among members, creating structured environments that support collective well-being and shared responsibilities. Classification of family types. Families can be categorized according to various social and cultural criteria, each reflecting different organizational principles and power structures within society. 1. Based on lineage ancestry. Patrilineal family, property inheritance and descent traced through the male line, father. Matrilineal family, lineage traced through the female line, mother. 2. Based on headship. Patriarchal family, father serves as head of the family. Matriarchal family, mother serves as head of the family. 3. Based on residence pattern. Patrilocal family, wife transfers to husband's house after marriage. Matrilocal family, husband transfers to wife's house after marriage. Neolocal family, couple establishes independent residence. 4. Based on marriage patterns. Monogamous family, husband marries only one wife. Polygamous family, husband can marry multiple wives. Polyandrous family, wife can marry multiple husbands. Nuclear, conjugal family. Consists of married couple and their children, well separated from other relatives who may pay occasional short visits. Extended structure. This family type emphasizes independence and mobility, allowing for greater individual autonomy while maintaining core family bonds. Consanguine family and marriage systems. The consanguine family represents a traditional extended family system that has deep roots in many cultures, particularly in Indian society. This family structure emphasizes blood relationships and collective living arrangements. Composition. Consists of grandparents, their sons, daughters-in-law, and grandchildren living together. Consanguineal literally means of one blood, emphasizing biological connections and shared ancestry. Leadership structure. The eldest male member serves as the head of family, making major decisions and guiding family affairs with traditional authority and respect. Marriage as social institution. Marriage represents a socially sanctioned union between male and female, creating the foundation for family formation and social organization. The joint family system. The joint family system has been prevalent in India since ancient times, introduced by Aryans and maintained as a cornerstone of social organization. This institution creates a complex network of relationships, responsibilities, and shared resources. A joint family consists of people with common descent living under one roof, worshipping common deities, and holding shared property. The system includes male members sharing a common male ancestor, unmarried female children, and women married into the family. The eldest male member serves as absolute ruler, while all members contribute labor and receive their share of produce to meet basic needs. Advantages of the joint family system. Strong leadership. The head of family provides absolute leadership, ensuring clear direction and unified decision-making for all family matters. Shared property benefits. Common property ownership prevents land fragmentation, allowing agricultural families to maintain larger, more economically viable farming operations. Economic security. Every member is assured of meeting basic minimum needs, while everyone performs work assigned by the family head, creating a safety net. Cost-effective living. Shared living arrangements significantly reduce expenses that would otherwise be required for separate housing, rent, construction costs, and daily use articles. Child care advantages. Children receive constant supervision and care, with multiple family members available to guide them even when parents are away for work. Work-life balance. Clear division of labor means each member has limited individual responsibilities, providing more time for recreation, leisure, and efficient task completion. Social status. In rural India, maintaining a joint family structure is considered a matter of pride and social prestige, reflecting traditional values and family strength. Economic advantage. Agricultural families find joint family systems particularly beneficial for managing larger land holdings with greater manpower efficiency. Disadvantages of joint family system. Conservative rigidity. Under strict control of the family head, joint families tend to be conservative and orthodox, struggling to adapt to changing times and modern circumstances. Lack of individual initiative. Members lose motivation because the fruits of their initiative must be shared with others who may be lazy or idle. This discourages hard labor necessary for improving living standards. Economic deterioration. Due to reduced individual initiative, the economic condition of joint families often deteriorates over time, limiting progress and development opportunities. Generational conflicts. Disharmony due to generation gaps affects family progress adversely, creating tension between traditional and modern perspectives. Women's limited opportunities. Women in joint families are often restricted to household chores, leading to wasted talents and potentially miserable lives with limited personal development. Property neglect. Common property receives inadequate attention from all members, leading to deterioration due to lack of individual ownership responsibility. 01. Interpersonal conflicts. Diverse temperaments create constant conflict between males and females, young and old members. 02. Privacy issues. Large families living in limited space result in complete lack of privacy for individual members. 03. Financial irresponsibility. Members tend to overspend, knowing expenses will be shared by the whole family, worsening economic conditions. Additional challenges of joint family system. 1. Relationship difficulties. The presence of numerous family members prevents harmonious relationships based on mutual love and affection from developing naturally. 2. Population pressure. Shared responsibility for child rearing often leads to uncontrolled reproduction, as individual accountability is diffused across multiple family members. 3. Legal complications. When joint families disintegrate, shared property ownership frequently leads to family feuds and expensive litigation in courts of law. Economic impact. As family size increases without proportional income growth, the per capita economic condition deteriorates, affecting overall quality of life. Social tensions. Different age groups and genders often have conflicting priorities and values, creating ongoing social friction within the household. Modern challenges. Contemporary economic pressures and changing social values make traditional joint family systems increasingly difficult to maintain effectively. Critical consideration: while joint families offer security and tradition, they may limit individual growth and adaptation to modern economic realities. Religion as a social institution. Understanding religion. Religion is a set of beliefs regarding the relationship of man to the supernatural power called God. Green defines religion as the system of belief and symbolic practices and objects governed by faith rather than by knowledge, which relates man to an unseen, supernatural realm beyond the known and beyond the controllable. Basic functions of religion. Spiritual worship. Prescribes different prayers and worship practices as part of relationship with the divine, creating structured spiritual experiences. Life guidance. Provides comprehensive ideas about religious life and teaches people how to live meaningfully and purposefully. Moral teaching. Teaches moral principles and ethical behavior, establishing standards for right and wrong conduct in society. Social control. Acts as a powerful agent of social control, encouraging compliance with societal norms and expectations. Culture transmission. Helps preserve and transmit cultural values, traditions, and beliefs across generations. Truth understanding. Assists individuals in comprehending deeper truths about existence, purpose, and meaning in life. Emotional relief. Provides relaxation, comfort, and psychological support during times of stress and uncertainty. Crisis support. Offer support during personal and community crises, helping people cope with difficulties and trauma. Social functions and roles of religion. Religion as motivating and restraining agent. Social cohesion and control. In primitive societies, religion maintained social cohesion and controlled individual conduct. In civilized societies, while it unites groups belonging to particular religions, it can also cause conflict between different religious groups within larger societies. Economic influence. Religion significantly influences economic order. In India, Hinduism through its caste system created systematic division of labor, organizing society's economic structure and occupational roles. Authority and peace. Religion teaches people to obey authorities with reverence and live peacefully and harmoniously, promoting social stability and reducing conflict. Cultural development. Religion has encouraged literary activity and intellectual pursuits, contributing to cultural advancement and preservation of knowledge. Psychological support. provides relief from human suffering and pain by explaining these as God's will, soothing minds and preventing frustration. Institutional influence. Religion plays important roles in shaping other social institutions, with its presence felt in social, political, economic, and domestic activities. Charitable behavior. Encourages people to become benevolent and help poor and needy community members. Promoting tolerance and brotherhood. Moral restraint. Creates fear of God in people's minds, restraining them from antisocial activities. And promoting ethical behavior. Social integration. Strengthens and rationalizes group values, checking disintegrating tendencies and maintaining social unity. Functions and role of social institutions in agricultural extension. Social institutions serve as vital instruments for extension workers in agricultural development programs. Understanding and working through existing institutional structures can significantly enhance the effectiveness of extension efforts and community engagement. Institutional leverage. Extension workers can take advantage of established roles played by social institutions in communities. When extension programs align with institutional objectives, they gain credibility and acceptance. Predefined social relations. Institutions provide pre-established roles, status, and social relationship patterns. These existing structures offer ready-made channels for communication and program implementation. Coordination and stability. Social institutions provide coordination mechanisms and cultural stability, giving individuals a sense of security and predictable framework for participation in extension activities. Strategic importance. Successful agricultural extension depends on understanding and respecting existing social institutions rather than attempting to bypass or replace them. Key insight: social institutions are not obstacles to overcome but valuable partners in agricultural development and community improvement efforts. By working within established institutional frameworks, extension programs can achieve greater reach, acceptance, and long-term sustainability while respecting traditional social structures that provide meaning and stability to rural communities. Thank you.